Hey everyone, this is the launch of the Pet Notify show. For those of you that don't know Pet Notify, you're in for a great surprise. This is an app that is a must, especially if you're worried about your dogs and the coronavirus. Okay, stay tuned. We'll be with you tomorrow. Well, hi, Taylor. This is Taylor. I'm Kathy, and we're producing the Pet Notify show. Taylor is the one that's the brains behind Pet Notify, and we want to let the viewers get to know you a little bit so that they have a feel of how much you love dogs, because if you guys thought that I was a dog lover, she beats me on this, or actually almost equal, because you know what a nut I am, and people call me the crazy dog nut lady. So Taylor, now your background is absolutely fascinating. Number one, you're an attorney, and I know that you began with dog rescue. You want to share with us your thoughts on how you felt when you were growing up, and the dog rescue part of it, or pet rescue, not just only dogs?
Well, first of all, I think that people that don't love dogs intensely are the crazy people. So no crazy dog ladies here, right? I have always been in love with all animals. And I love them all equally, but I'm especially attached to dogs. And I've been like that since I was a little girl. I worked in pet stores, wanted to volunteer, at the shelters and wildlife refuges and walk people's dogs, take care of people's dogs, always had my own dogs. And my family's like that too. So it's just part of who I am and brings me solace. Like animals bring me solace that nothing else can, really. So I got into dog rescue when I was in law school. I just didn't realize that there was such a problem out there. There were so many homeless animals, and they're amazing. It's not, they're rescue dogs, right? With all these issues. And even I have a rescue dog who has some issues. And so I love them all, deserve homes. But I think that the people just thought that they would go to the shelter and they'd have a problem on their hands. So I got into volunteering for animal rescue in law school, and just ended up adopting my first rescue dog. And my father ended up launching Dog as My Co-Pilot shortly thereafter, flying animals from kill shelter to safety. And so I just kept growing and growing in the passion.
Okay, excuse me a second. I just see that Paul is here. Good morning, Paul, that you're joining us. This is great. Well, this passion that you've had, though, it started not only, didn't you adopt a dog? Wasn't that Oslo?
Oslo, yes. He was my rescue dog. I drove through crazy snowstorms across 4 states to get that dog out of that kill shelter in Utah. And he was the love of my life. He really was a great animal. He triggered this whole passion.
Okay, now you said that it started when you were young, but then you became an attorney, and then you got involved with your dad's not-for-profit. We've had your dad on the show, Dog as My Co-Pilot, Dr. Peter Rourke, and give a little plug in there for Peter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right. And,
now.
Yeah, at one time you were involved with Pet Trust, and I thought that was very interesting. We want to share with everyone about what you did with Pet Trust. I know you're not doing it now, but you did.
Yes. So I was in estate planning, which is actually a very wonderful and fun profession, but I found myself really just wanting to do pet trusts and work with people who wanted pet trusts and work with people that had animals. And I just felt like, even though I was definitely helping people and animals, I wasn't really getting it in a large enough scale. I really wanted to come up with something where I was protecting and saving more animals, and on a grander scale, and getting, more global rather than just kind of my own, county, so to speak.
Right. We got Dale is here. He's saying good morning to us. So we got some people here that I want to meet you. So that's a good thing. Okay, so now because of your love for animals and because of particularly your love for dogs, what happened is you saw that there was a problem that was missing in the communication between dog owners and shelters and et cetera. So particularly right now with this coronavirus, you have this product, PetNotify, really gets to the core of where people can really use it. So you want to tell us about what PetNotify, what you and your husband have designed that can help everyone?
Absolutely. So, PetNotify is a suite of products to protect pets, and our feature product is the IntelliTag, and it will call, email, and text you when your lost pet is found, and then goes to your backup network if you don't respond, and simultaneously sends to the person who has your pet any information that you would want someone trying to help your animal to have. So tons of contact information, medical, behavioral, anything, because so many animals are ending up in shelters because they don't have the proper identification, or there's too big of a lapse in the ability to contact a pet parent. And it is so vital that a lost animal out there has as much current up-to-date information attached to them as possible so that they don't end up in the shelter. I mean, if they're even lucky enough to get picked up and ended up at the shelter, not hit by a car or worse, stolen. There's so many things that can happen. And then of course the animals that are in the shelters, I mean, they don't need an animal coming into a shelter because they're already overcrowded. And when an animal comes in and takes the cage in an overcrowded shelter, well, unfortunately, that's when animals start getting euthanized. So just really wanted to close this gap of tags with dated information or faded tags. We have lifetime warranty on our tags. So yeah, it's a must-have product, in my opinion, not just to protect your own family pet, but to protect the whole population of homeless animals out there.
Hey, you're not going to believe this, Taylor, but here we've got Paul, who's actually promoting PetNotify already. He's putting out. So hey, thanks, Paul. Yeah, thanks. And here's Ron. Ron is here too. So we've got some people that really want to get to know you, and this is a great product. Do you think that what we should do now is maybe show what the IntelliTag looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, so that people can see this, and then you can talk off of that, okay?
Absolutely. So as you can see, someone finds your pet and they go to this URL and enter in that code. And that is when, and they're all their information. And that is when the tag will start calling, email, and texting the pet parent. Because you don't know, you could be on an airplane, you could be traveling, you could think it's a telemarketer, turn your phone over, you're busy right now. There's a million things that can happen. Sometimes people don't know their animal is lost, or you could be out searching for your animal and your phone dies. Well, then what? Then how is someone going to reach you? Because you have one little piece of contact information attached to your pet. So yes, you enter in the code into that URL, and that is when all of that communication starts. And it just ping, 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 backup network, exchange of information. It's like your animal, having a voice. I mean, have you ever seen, excuse me, a dog or cat saying, "Oh, my dad's name is Jack, and here's his number." And here's
yeah,
Jack.
right. Yeah.
Like,
or check my tag here. This is you got. It's on here. It's on here.
Or with my Olaf, when he's on a leash, he's a little to other dogs, but he's completely harmless. So I wouldn't want someone to be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't help that dog. I'm going to have to just leave this dog on the street because I'm afraid that he's going to bite my child or have a fight with my dog." So I have in my little notes to Pet Rescuer, "Olaf is funny on a leash. He's harmless. Do not worry."
Yeah.
Right. And I even have my home address on it, of course.
Well, Taylor, you know that I've had a scare with this coronavirus where I have the symptoms and I'm at home and I've been confined now and quarantined. But the question was, well, what happens if I ended up going to the hospital? Or what happens if they put me in the hospital right from the doctor's office? These scenarios is where PetNotify fits in perfectly, don't you think? Your opinion?
Absolutely. Because, for example, someone is going to have to take your dog and care for your dog for you, right? So if you're in the hospital and not able to answer that phone call, your animal's lost. Again, what happens to your dog? Well, if you have the IntelliTag, you just put in the notes to the pet rescuer, I am in the hospital, or whatever you want to put. My dog is staying with Nancy. Here's Nancy's number, right? So not only are you notified when your lost dog is found automatically, but the person finding your pet immediately has the correct contact information for where that animal is at that given time.
Okay, so now in the future shows, we're going to be going over the details of how people should use it, et cetera. We're not going to do it in this show. We're just going to give an overview. But if you could bring me just through a visual or an oral and visual of what it would be like. I go to the website to PetNotify, and what do I do?
If you find a dog, or
if I find a dog, right?
On the back of that tag, you go to petnotify.com/found, and then you put in that code that is attached to the dog's collar. And I'm the pet rescuer. I'm the one finding the dog. Immediately, you as a pet parent, you get a call, an email, and a text from PetNotify.
Okay.
And the pet rescuer immediately gets all the information that you put in the pet rescuer section in the PetNotify app, because it's an actual app, right, where you manage and control all of this information. So it's real time. I mean, you could have just moved and changed your number. Your dog gets lost. You go into your app and you update your new number. So it's like the forever tag, right? So yes, that's when you put in the code, and all of the communication starts, the emails, the calls, the texts. If you don't respond, it goes to your backup network, like if your phone's dead, and exchange to pet rescuer all the contact or any information that you would want. So, but you brought up something else in the coronavirus incident. People right now are also worried about people that live alone, or something could happen to them. There's also the pet alarm. So essentially, you can set the app to check in with you at a specific time every day. And if you don't respond to the app, it will automatically, without the press of a button, so someone could be incapacitated in their own home or so sick they can't make a call or something, it'll automatically go out to an emergency network, whoever you list as your emergency contacts, and notify them that you did not check in, and that your dog might need help, because animals end up getting stranded inside homes, right, with sick owners or whatnot. So that's another safety feature that PetNotify can give to pet parents right now who are worried about getting sick with coronavirus.
Right. And that is a real big issue. It really is. Not only if you're sick, but if you're worried about that you're going to be gone or whatever, it's a great system. What I'm most loving about this, which I really, really love, is it's kind of a solution for people, the people that don't really have empathy, but they have compassion, where they see a dog, they'll take a picture, they'll take a video, they'll post it because they see them in distress, but they just don't want to make that extra step to go and take care of them. Why? Because they don't want to get involved. They see the cost involved, they see time involved, and they just don't want to make that commitment. So this is a way where if you do have rescuers set up, say I'm the one that I have my pet and I have PetNotify, I've registered, I've got Charlie in it. I have to go to the hospital. Somehow I got to let people know, or Charlie gets loose and he's out on the street. They see him, he gets hit. He's there, and if we can educate people that there is an app, and especially if they know it's PetNotify, then they know that there's other people that are willing to take that dog and take care of that dog and do what's necessary. So I love that idea.
Yes, absolutely. Love it. And I mean, and to your point, a lot of dogs become posts on Nextdoor, right? That such and such dog on such and such street corner. I called the number on the tag, no one answered, or the number was disconnected, or whatever it is. I mean, the faster people can connect, the more likely your animal is going to make it home uninjured. So, yeah.
Okay, so what was the part that you and Lane, your husband, that you and Lane found that was missing in the system that you feel the most passionate about the PetNotify app? What does it solve for people? What's the one most important thing?
Well, like I said, it just streamlines the communication process. It gives animals a voice, right?
There you go.
Yes, it gives animals that opportunity to speak for themselves, to call multiple people, multiple numbers, give their own address, tell people, what their issue might be, if that person's going to take care of them for a certain period of time. If an animal is trapped inside of a home, and because something happened to a pet parent, and that pet parent didn't make it home, the app will automatically reach out to an emergency network. It's like the animal being able to pick up the, hey, my mom didn't come home.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
bathroom, right?
yeah, and also they don't know about it. And the other thing that I thought was very interesting is that this is an opportunity for people to let the rescuers know, my dog is a biter, my dog is skitsy, my dog is this and that, because they're not going near that. They don't know what this dog is about or where they're coming from, but the owner is letting people know how to handle your dog.
He touches paws, he could bite, right? He has a thing about his paws, or my dog is epileptic and needs medication every 3 hours. Call the vet. Here's the vet. Drop him at the vet. 24/7 location, so.
Right.
Yeah, well, it gives animals that voice for sure.
We got Kelly's here, so that's good. And Paul is always very good at letting us know. He gives us statistics. So he says there are 80 million pets in the US alone, and 1 in 3 will become lost in their lifetime. With the PetNotify IntelliTag, we automatically call, mail, and text you when someone finds your lost pet. If you are not alone, we will message your emergency contacts to ensure your pet gets home safely. Paul, did you take that from the website? Is that on the website? Or
I think that's the website. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. I was going to say he sounds like a spokesperson for you.
I love it. You're hired.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now you had said that what you wanted to do is offer a special code for people. You want to share about what that is about?
Yes, we are offering a special code. It's DCTV, and 100% net proceeds of the IntelliTag off that code will go to support our nonprofit partners right now, because rescues and shelters are really struggling right now. They're still taking animals in, but animals are not going out, and they're being forced with some unfortunate choices right now, having to face some unfortunate choices right now. So we just want to give back and make sure that we're doing our part. And so, yes, you can go to petnotify.com and type in that code, and we will donate the proceeds.
Okay. Well, now this is our first show, folks, and we're going to be doing many, many more. This is the first time for Taylor doing one, and I think she did an excellent job. So we'll be doing more. You got to stay tuned for the PetNotify show. And we will now. What do you want to cover in the next show? Do you have any idea what we'll be going over?
Well, I definitely like to keep reiterating the importance of proper identification on your animal. I mean, the joke is kind of, when you send your kid to camp, you're writing, their name in their underwear, right? Because you don't want to lose your stuff. But animals they are family, and they do not have a voice. And just the statistics are staggering of not having the proper identification. Really loving, responsible pet parents even make that mistake. So I want to keep reiterating that, and I'd love to talk more about some of the other features in the app next time.
Okay, so we'll go over all of the features maybe in the next show. That sounds great.
A lot to go over. I don't want to confuse anybody today.
Yeah, right. Okay, we wanted to make this short for the introduction. And for those of you that don't know, this is Taylor from PetNotify. She's the founder, the originator, and she's the one with a passion for animals, particularly dogs. So, okay, everyone, thanks for watching.
Bye.